Now we have with us the corporate leader, Shri Ramkumar Shankar, a gentle and suave person who has contributed immensely to the industrial growth of Tamil Nadu and the economy with sustained strategies and investments. The legacy in Chemplast, which is very important, and he is now leading with exemplar commitment and zeal, and we wish him very well in his stint as the managing director of the company, which he took over since February 2021. With excellent academic credentials as a qualified chartered accountant and a cost accountant, his leadership qualities and business acumen has added vitality and buoyancy to the revenues of the company. Presently, he is the president of the Madras Chamber of Commerce and Industry, and he is handling several assignments with ease and confidence. They say there are 4 ingredients in true leadership: brain, soul, heart, and good nerves. I am sure Sri Ramkumar's transformational work at the helm will pave the way for the future of Chemplast, and his experience will enrich MCCI's contribution to the industry and to the Indian economy. We are honored and privileged to welcome the eminent Sri Ramkumar Shankar for this very special 27th year celebrations, and I request him to share his thoughts.
Thank you very much. I thought you were introducing somebody else, but thank you. I'm very conscious of the fact that I'm sandwiched between Mr. Siddharth and Mr. Madhu Balaji. It kind of makes me feel like the advertisements that play in a cinema hall in the intermission of a blockbuster film. But I will try my best. I'm here not as a chief guest of honor. I'm here as a guest who's honored to be here. And that is because of Dr. Rajan Ravichandran. My wife Priya and I have been under his care for many years now, and as many of you may relate, anybody who has been diagnosed or anybody in the family has been diagnosed with a CKD or anything to do with the kidney, we are beset by a lot of emotions. We are anxious, we are nervous, we are afraid, and I think that all of that come together, and that is where somebody like Dr. Rajan Ravichandran is a godsend, because when you go in with fear and you have your session with him, you come out with courage. You go in with nervousness, you come out with comfort. You go in with anxiety, and you come out really confident. I think that is what he gives. But the one thing that I'm not so confident about when I go in to see him, I'm pretty okay with the lab tests, I'm pretty okay with blood tests and all that. The one thing that I'm really, really nervous about is the weight. He spoke about that. So when I have to have a session with him, the preparation starts the previous evening. I stops eating anything. Then that morning I lay out my lightest clothes, no denim jeans and all that. And then just before I get onto the scales, it's almost like I'm preparing for airport security. Take out your wallet, take out your phone, take out everything, and then get on the scales. But as you know, they say beauty lies within. Unfortunately, so does fat. So nothing changes, and I go into the room, and he then says, he has this habit of going through the report and circling things which don't really, fall in place. And he will invariably circle my weight, and then he'll look at me and say, "What, Ramkumar? Not even 1 gram less." The only option then I have is to kind of change the topic and change the focus to my wife, Priya. Sorry, Priya. That's what I do every time. But he gives that comfort and that confidence to handle it. And so far, I think we have been very, very lucky in having him as our nephrologist. Thank you, doctor. I would also like to thank the wonderful team that he has, because I think they also, along with him, take excellent care of us. And this care is important because not everybody has a good fortune to have a caregiver like Dr. R.C. And in the world, the prevalence of kidney diseases is actually increasing and increasing at a very fast rate. There was a recent study that I saw that was released by the International Society of Nephrology, the European Renal Association, and the American Society of Nephrology. They came together to do a study, and they said that there are 850 million people in the world with some form of kidney disease or the other, and that is a prevalence rate of 10% or more of the world's population. And of this 850 million, there's around 700 million who have CKD. And the two main causes that have been identified for this obviously are diabetes and hypertension. Unfortunately, that's not good news for India, because India has a dubious distinction of being the diabetes capital of the world. And as far as hypertension goes, the Lancet magazine has said that 1 in 2 adults in India have hypertension. So this is a very difficult situation for India to be in, especially given the fact that if we get into the stage of advanced renal disease, the treatment for a dialysis costs around 16.5 lakh rupees a year on an average, and that is something that is really worrisome, because not everybody can afford that. Therefore, the focus has to be on early stage identification, prevention if possible, or at least early stage identification and treatment, and that is where I think the focus of Sapiens Health Foundation has been. We saw that lovely documentary where they talk about what all that they do, and that is very, very important, because if you catch it early, I think that you can reverse it. Dr. R.C. did talk about that, and that it has been reversed. So it is something that is very important. And one of the ways, they are doing multiple things, like programs like this that we are having today, lectures and so many other things. And one of the things is that awareness program that they have on salt. Salt is an amazing element. I think for some reason we call it common salt. There is nothing common about it. Salt has actually played a very important role in world history. There is even a book called Salt, Global History. And salt has built empires. It has led to the prosperity of cities. It has pulled down empires. It has done everything. If you look, it's contributed to the language of English. Salt allowance was paid to ancient Roman soldiers, and this was called salarium. That was a Latin word. The word salary therefore owes its origin to this word salarium. So every time we get a monthly paycheck, remember salt. That's what it is. The French Revolution was started because of the resentment against a salt tax. And closer home, we know about what happened during the salt satyagraha as well. But it is now time for a new revolution to be sparked, not by salt, but against salt. And the reason for that, again, is borne out by all that we saw. Mr. Sundar said Dr. R.C. goes around showing 5, and that is because the ideal consumption of salt per day is 5 grams. And the WHO study says that the average consumption in the world is 10.8 grams, which is more than double. And if that is the average in the world, I'm sure in India it must be 15 or 20, I don't know, because we all love our salt. We need to bring this down, and awareness is just about the only way in which this is going to happen. And that message has to be taken everywhere. I still remember 5 years back or 6 years back, a similar program organized by Sapiens during the World Kidney Day celebrations, and Mr. Crazy Mohan was addressing it. And he said in his inimitable style, salta eduthukaadinga. I think that message hit home really hard, and it is a message that we all need to carry back with us every day. It's all very nice to say this, that we should not move the salt shaker away, don't add salt to your soup, etc. But I hope I remember that personally when I reach out for that bag of chips the next time around I'm feeling a bit peckish. I hope I do that. And once again, Dr. R.C., thank you very much for all the work that you're doing. I know you're a very, very busy doctor. Siddharth gave the reason why he didn't become a doctor, right? Because he had to get up at 4 a.m. Most people become doctors because they want to save lives. I didn't become a doctor for the same reason. Thank you very much.